We learned JavaScript में डेटा टाइप्स क्या होते हैं एंड एक्सप्लोर स्ट्रिंग डेटा टाइप्स इन डिटेल। अगर आपने वो वीडियो नहीं देखा है देन चेक इट आउट हियर। तो आगे बढ़ते हैं टू अंडरस्टैंड ऑपरेटर प्रेसिडेंस इन जावास्क्रिप्ट, जो बेसिकली प्रोग्राम को ये बताता है कि ऑपरेशंस को किस सीक्वेंस में इवैल्यूएट और एग्जीक्यूट करना है। अब इस कॉन्सेप्ट को थोड़ा डिटेल में समझते हैं विद अ टेक एक्सपर्ट सृष्टि गुप्ता।
So with operators comes their precedence and associativity. So what does a precedence and associativity actually mean? Well, we'll look at them using examples, but precedence basically means that when there are more than one operators of different kinds, which is of different precedence available, then which operator should the translator execute first? So precedence basically means priority in which the operator should be executed. So an operator with a higher precedence gets to be executed before the operator with a lower precedence. Okay, let's look at an example over here. So I say var x is equal to, let's say 3, and as you know this is an exponentiation operator in JavaScript, divide by 3. Okay, so you might be wondering, okay, that this may get executed first or this may get executed first. Well, let's also write a print statement which is logging into the console the value of x. Okay, so there are two things over here. The translator might perceive this to be executed first or this one to be executed first. Okay, and let's look if the outputs vary in both the cases or not. So if I execute this first, then that means 3 raised to power 3, which is so let's write both the outputs first, output 1 and output 2. Okay, and this is my output 1, let's say, and with this I say output 2. Okay, so in output 1 we say that okay, 3 is raised to the power of 3, which is 27, and then the result of this is divided by 3. So 27 divided by 3, which is equal to 9. Okay, and in output 2 this gets to execute first. That means 3 divided by 3 is actually 1, and then we say 3 exponentiation, that means 3 raised to the power of 1, and the output of this is 3. So you see that the output in both the cases differ. So this is where the precedence comes into picture. So if you study the chart of JavaScript's operators and operators precedence and associativity, you see that the exponentiation operation has a precedence of 15 and the division operator has a precedence of 14. Okay, so this is something which is already predefined with JavaScript. So when the translator sees an operator of higher precedence, which is exponentiation operator over here, so it executes this particular, it actually evaluates this particular expression first, and then the result of this expression is then calculated with another operator, which is the division in this case. So this is why we say that output 1 is actually the correct one and this is wrong. So this is how the translator avoids ambiguity while performing operations on different operands using different operators. Let's look at another example now. So I say var x is equal to 3 exponentiation 3 and then divide by 3. Well, this seems to be like the previous example, but now in this case I want to enclose them within parentheses, and you know that parenthesis in JavaScript is actually an operator which is called as grouping operator. Okay, and now I want to log the value of x onto console, and I simply write a print statement saying console.log the value of x. Okay, so let's check what the output will be. Okay, so here as you can see that this is enclosed within parentheses. So don't get confused with the Bodmer's rule in mathematics that you study. Well, though it may logically seem similar, but this actually is not the Bodmer's rule parenthesis. So we don't have square brackets and curly braces as we have in mathematics, right? So we have only parentheses. So here parentheses are being termed as grouping operator. And if you see the precedence of the grouping operator, then the grouping operator, which is this one, has a precedence of 20. Okay, in the chart it has a precedence of 20. And the exponentiation operator, as you know from the last example, has precedence of 15. Okay, so obviously this grouping operator has higher precedence than the exponentiation operator. Why? Because 20 is obviously greater than 15. So this part is going to be evaluated first. That means 3 is divided by 3. Okay, the result is 1, and then it is evaluated with an exponentiation operator along with the operand 3. So that means 3 raised to the power 1, which gives you 3 as the result.
हमारा और आपका टेक का सफर बना रहेगा. If you found this session interesting, then check out the link in the description for more such courses. And don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we will see you soon in next lesson.